Well, in the FA Cup, Kendal Town came desperately close to making progress. They were pegged back in time added on. It finished Kendal 2, Heaton Stannington 2. Michael O'Neill, the chairman, joins me. Michael, you were really, really close to going through.
Yeah, terribly close. We had two young players go through on the angle on goal to make it 3-1. If they score, game over. If they decide to go to the corner, game over. We neither happened. We've been caught on the break, and some last-ditch scrambling defending has resulted in a penalty, which Matt Bailey saved, but the penalty taker followed it in. So we can't really complain too much about that. No one's fallen asleep. And yeah, I think 2-2 is probably a deserved result.
So was it, how deep into added time was it?
So the referee put 7 up, which was slightly a surprise because it didn't feel like 7 minutes of injury time. We've been getting lots of 3s and 4s so far this season, and it didn't feel as if there was many more stoppages than that. But at the point of putting the board up, they had a physio on. So yeah, the penalty was awarded 7 minutes 40. And then the lad who was fouled, he needed treatment. He came off with a suspected dislocated shoulder after an awkward fall. So yeah, it was converted possibly 9-10 minutes into it, but we can't complain about that because there's players getting treatment, and we know the clock stops. And yeah, I'm not that guy that's going to criticise officials.
No. So a replay, which will be on Tuesday.
Causes a bit of chaos. We were due to play Crooktown on Wednesday away, which obviously, people have got work, family commitments. It means a massive change. Obviously, the players will have been aware that there was a possibility of that, but obviously you prepare for Crook. And yeah, it's now Tuesday night away. We're leaving the stadium at 4:00. Obviously, we're really pleased to still be in the FA Cup, but it does cause some logistical issues.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you 1-0 down, weren't you, at half time?
Deservedly, we could have been out of sight, truth be told. Matt Bailey, who was awarded man of the match by the club's volunteers, was in inspired form, made a couple of really, really good saves to keep it at 1-0. Opposition was slightly wasteful in front of goal, I'd say, but massive credit to the management team and the players who have readjusted at half time, and we were much the better side second half and deserving of our 2-1 lead.
Who got your goals, Michael?
So the first goal was young Joe Wilkinson, who really struggled to get into the game the first half. I don't think we were getting the type of service that he would thrive on up to him. But the second half, we noticeably changed, and things started going down the sides and in behind, and he was able to use his physicality and his pace. He got the first, which was superb, and massive pop within the stadium. And then we quickly scored. Well, it felt quickly. Jack Milburn, again, Wilkinson involved. Ball comes across, and Jack arrives on point and slots it home. And I have to say, in my 5 years as almost 5 years as chairman, that's probably one of the loudest pops I've heard. Me and my 2 daughters were celebrating in the stands. The moments that we absolutely live for in football, followed by heartbreak.
Yeah, the FA Cup that it can bring. What about your crowd? How did you do for the crowd?
It was okay. It was probably, I can't remember the official figure. I think it was around the 250 mark. Yeah, it's something that we need to look at as a club. I think comparably this time last year we were getting better numbers. So we're going to look for some feedback from supporters. Not 100% sure on what the reasons may be, but yeah, it was still a relatively healthy crowd, and we've been lucky being at home in the Vars and the FA Cup. It's 2 additional home games, so we're grateful for that and much needed revenue into the club. So yeah, but we do need to look at why our crowds are slightly down on last year.
And the big thing, Michael, you've still got an interest in Monday's draw.
Yeah, it's a massive task going there on a Tuesday night. They were a very, very good side, and I have to say, probably one of the friendliest set of supporters. And and especially their dugout. Really nice people, really good to chat to them. They weren't hounding the officials constantly, which we tend to find week in, week out. Very like-minded to us. They seem a really, good club. And yeah, but more importantly, they were a really good side. They had some noticeably gifted players. They had Paul Gascoigne's nephew high up the pitch, who was, he was a menace all game. And again, if not for some inspired defending from our back line, including manager Matt Flynn, who was exceptional on the day, and Matt Bailey in goal, that game really could have got away from us. But we laid a glove on them. We caused them some anxiety, and we capitalised on it. So hopefully we can do something similar on Tuesday.
Now, Heating, Stannington have gone through the leagues, and they had a former Workington player as manager. I forget his first name. Nicholson was the manager, and he was a good guy. Played briefly for Workington. Darren Edmondson signed him in, made his debut at Boston United. I don't know whether he's still there or not, Michael, whether you picked that up or not.
Not 100% sure. I tend to, and I know this sounds cliche, really concentrate on us on a game day. Always make a point of speaking to visiting officials and board members, and always try and speak to management teams. It's good to have connections and good to be able to pick up the phone and ask questions if needs be. But yeah, I didn't really take note of names. But if it was that guy, he was a really polite, really nice natured bloke, very, very good coach. You could hear the information coming out, how he wanted his teams to play, the third man run from midfield, which we struggled to pick up early doors. Yeah, really top bloke. And again, credit to those guys. They weren't hounding the officials constantly, which is something that we've come up against recently and caused a lot of debate, because we feel as if we're probably, we suffer for being a really nice family club. We're not on the officials' backs constantly, and in 50-50 situations, we tend not to get the rub of the green, in my unbiased opinion. But can't have any complaints with Saturday. I thought the referee was absolutely superb. I spoke to him at full time. I asked him, was it a penalty? Because we were blindsided in terms of where the contact occurred. He just basically said, absolutely nailed on penalty, Mike, and I was like, that's good enough for me. And that's how I feel it should be, but it's just not reciprocated throughout the leagues. But these guys were brilliant. They were very, very, very similar to us.
Smashing. All the best for Tuesday's replay then, Mike.
Thank you very much.